Alright, here we go, playing against Simon here. Let's choose to go first. I just have been finding a lot of success with going first with Miraidon. Unfortunately, no Nest Ball, no Lightning Pokemon, so our generator is not going to get maximum value unless our top deck is kind of crazy here. It looks like we hit a Charizard deck of some sort. Okay, ooh, Zekrom. Alright, pretty good top deck, not gonna lie. We'll take it, we'll take it. We'll go E-Gen and hit maybe one. Alrighty, and then we're going to go ahead and also attach for turn. Actually, no, I don't even want to attach for turn right now. I would rather amp in the future. So we're going to go ahead and Carmine here. And this way we can actually now go tandem units and get our other, energy acceleration Pokemon and hands. So we're going to have options here, and we have the Mew. So we can go attach to the hands. And we can actually just go retreat into the Magnemite and pass. So our hand is pretty funny. 3 lightning energies, which is not a hand Miraidon players are foreign to seeing. We see energies in our hands a lot. So on this next turn, although we don't have maybe an energy, oh, okay, we can just get hit with an Iono. But I was gonna say, even if we get hit with something like an Ichi-Pollen or whatever, we can still use Magnetic Charge and start charging up our hands that way. So we got the Charmander hitting the board, and I am just also super devastated because a game or two before this, I actually forgot to hit record, and I had a really fun close game against an Iono's Belly Bolt player that had like Raging Bolt as well, and I literally forgot to hit record. We took like a nasty 4 prize turn, and we won going 4-2 for our prize map. So unfortunate, you know, but there's always worse things that could happen. It is what it is. All right, so let's go Electric Generator here. We got an energy, nice. We'll go ahead and attach that to our Zekrom, and this is a case where I really want to actually not do too much. We want to go retreat into the Zekrom here, and we're gonna go boss up this Pidgey, and Pidgey is always public enemy number 1. We don't want their Pidgeot to be available. Pidgeot is the blood of Charizard. So we're gonna hope they just don't research or drop Nest Ball Fez and then pop off. Let's see what they do here. They got a Duskull and an Iono. Okay. All right, let's see what our new hand gives us. Pretty content with that. We can go electric into our Tynamo, and we can also Ultra Ball, discarding the Bloodmoon and an energy, and get the Magneton online as well. And then we can research an empty hand. I'd like to knock out this Charmander. If we can do the Charmander, I'm happy. All right. Well, actually, no. Now we can go. There's a world where actually if we're able to get boss's orders, or no, if we can get counter. No, we can't even counter catch. All right. What am I doing? Let's one thing at a time. Electric evolves. And we can actually go. We can go with our big boy. We can go with our Magneton exploding here. And then we can amp. So let's bring in the Magneton. And then we're going to explode our Magneton. We're going to have energies for our Iron Hands EX. And then we can Nest Ball Mew EX, restart for 2. And go from there. Let's go Nest Ball here, grab Mew, and if we get boss or counter, or yeah, we need a boss here. If not, we just have research anyways, and we're chilling. Iono. Ooh, okay, we can go. You know, I want to play the Iono here. Let's go energy onto the Miraidon here. No, yeah, no, yeah. And we'll go Iono here, because we gave them even more cards, right? So they Grasping Drew, and then they got another one, so let's send them down to 5. And now we can go retreat into Iron Hands. And we got the Counter Gain. I think we'll keep the Counter Gain. No point in using it right now, I think. Yeah, I think we're kind of safe to keep the Counter Gain. No, we're gonna put it on the Zekrom. What am I saying? Let's just put it on the Zekrom. And amp it very much, Cleffa. And so now all we need to do is take 3 more prizes. So if they were to explode the Duskull, then we only need 2. And 2 is enough. If they explode the Duskull, we can knock out with Zekrom and have game. I like that. Yeah. Okay, Zekrom would swing for 330, which is enough to 1-hit KO Charizard if they explode the Duskull. But now we're setting ourselves up for the Miraidon play here, so we can just go boss the Fez and cook that. There's no way they can explode this Duskull or we win. So this is really nice compared to what happened to me earlier. I was playing perfectly in a league, not a league challenge, just a weekly league at a local store here in Toronto, and my opponents would top deck Briar out of nowhere to steal the game away from me, or Fez for Rare Candy Ultra Ball after using Quick Search for the Fez, and they have like a 40 card deck and then they get everything they need. So this allows us to have a chance here since we're such in a good spot taking those first 3 prizes. We got the Jacques, we're gonna see the Rare Candy, oh, and the Dusclops. Oh, we're going Dusclops. We're going Dusclops here. Here's the Charmeleon. We don't even need to chase this Charmeleon, honestly. We got the Counter Catcher. And there's the Electric getting the promotion. So this is what I was concerned about because we don't have Air Balloon available yet. We have to dig for the Air Balloon or else Electric will be stranded. So that's going to give them some time. And then worst case scenario too is we actually can evolve. Oh my god, we got the Air Balloon. We are so talented. Oh my goodness. So we're going to go ahead and retreat into Iron Hands EX. Let's go boss the Charmeleon. Academy at Night. We will set up the... We're going to be so far in the lead that we can't use the... that we can't use Counter Gain anymore after we take this. We'll go Pokégear. Ooh, Pokégear can give us research. And then we'll just Academy at Night here. And then Amp you very much. Now you could argue it would have been just worth not grabbing the research because we already had a research in hand already. So now they know it's a 1 in 3 chance of us just drawing into the research. So we could have left it and then just drew another card with the Mew. And we still have the research available. But they can't explode the Dusclops anymore. So we have, I forget if we play 3 or 2 boss, but we have Prime Catcher still available in deck. And we have research available too. So we can do a whole bunch of digging here. We can really dig in it. And if we hit an Ultra Ball, we just win. But we just win just like that. This time it looks like we might be playing against a metal deck or a steel deck. They had all steel accessories. They are going to get to choose first or second here. I love going first. I love going second. There's no bad start. Maybe going third. But Maractus to kick things off is going to be pretty diabolical, especially against a Gholdengo deck. And we got, oh my goodness, this hand is S tier. Alright, let's kick things off with the Nest Ball. We'll grab ourselves a Miraidon. Now that we got a Miraidon available, we already know we're just going to really go for the big amp you very much. So the first thing we're going to want to do is always check. You know, we already prized our Tynamo, but we always want to check what the stage 1s are in our deck. So although we prized our Tynamo, we have the Magneton available. So our go-to Pokemon here will always be the Magnemite, of course. Now that we got that set up, we're also going to want to go with a Nest Ball. Nest Ball is going to help us thin out, but not only that, the Nest Ball is also going to help us get Latias EX for the retreat. And we're going to need that retreat. Our other option is Mew, and we prized our Mew, because we would have gone down to like a 1-card hand and Mew restart for 2. Here, Counter Gain goes crazy because after we explode our Magneton, they're going to be in the lead, which means we will easily be able to amp. So we're going to get this Latias EX. We're going to put Counter Gain onto Iron Hands. We're going to go Generator, hit 1, then go Generator. Really want to hit 2 here. 2 or 1. Come on. 2. Nice. 1, 2, and now we can go 3. Actually, that was excessive. That was excessive. We didn't need to do the extra one, but we did it anyways. All right, so small misplay. Hopefully we don't get too punished for it, but this does mean we don't have to explode the Magneton. So exploding the Magneton is always a good go-to plan for our Dawn box. However, if we're playing against, this is Joltik Gholdengo from the looks of it. Looks like they might even call for family here. But if they hit heads on Togekiss, we like lose after we explode Magneton. So that's a big win condition. So here, It looks like they're gonna get one, only one? Oh, it only is one, okay. Okay, we got the Nest Ball here. Let's go Miraidon, Tandem Unit. And then, ooh, we also have the Budew as well. We have the Fez for, we can Nest Ball out Fez if it comes down to it. All right, I'm okay with bringing out, let's thin out a Tapu Koko here. And we're gonna go ahead and also attach to the Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko is such a goated attacker in my opinion. Being able to paralyze for 2 energies and you hit for 120 is sensational for a lack of a better term. All right, so we got the Ultra Ball and we got a Super Rod here. We got no energies in the discard right now either. If they're able to knock out the Iron Hands EX, we're gonna then be able to go Ultra Ball for our Magneton, explode our Magneton, and then we could, before exploding, we would Tandem Unit out our Zekrom, and Zekrom would then be able to swing for 280. So really, really important math to keep in mind against the Gholdengo matchup is if we have 3 prizes taken, or for your opponent, your Zekrom hits for 280, which is always enough to knock out Gholdengo, Bloodmoon, those like in between, those mid 200 HP Pokemon. So they get that nice juicy 9-card hand with that Fez. And yeah, them going first and whiffing the Jolting Charge was pain. It was definitely painful to see. All right, we got the Nest Ball coming in. We'll probably see another gimme. Or maybe, yeah, I would expect gimme. Yeah, there's the gimme. And then there's so many cool lines we can do with this deck, man. I'm actually so proud of this list. I want to make you guys proud. I'm going to go to 3 challenges this week. I was already at a challenge on Sunday. I was at a weekly tournament tonight. This is one heck of a, this is a challenging week. We're going to so many challenges. I'm going to use that pun a whole bunch. I'm sorry. All right, Earthen Vessel coming in. Earthen Vessel is going to grab, oh no, discard Super Rod. And then they can get a Metal and something else, and then attach and probably knock us out. And then we're just going to get the easy return KO. For this deck, I really don't care what I go first or second. I don't get too bent up about it. But against pure Gholdengo, you probably want to take first away, but against Joltik Gholdengo, you probably want to take second away. But this is a perfect example of us going first and still having a really good start. All right, there's the 1 energy attachment. And are we going to get knocked out? They need 5 to make it hurt and make it rain. 250. Alrighty. There goes hands. And now we have knockout. As long as we have Zekrom in the deck, we have knockout here. Ooh, okay. So let's go. Oh, and they just scooped it up because, yeah, we just have Magneton available and we're just going to cook them alive. So unfortunately, I couldn't show you guys us continue cooking him, but he was just tired of getting cooked. We'll happily take that W. Game 3, back to back to back. Back at the 1500 mark. I think we got up to like 7. I got to 16. No, I either got low 1700 or very high 1600 with this Dawn box I was playing earlier. I think I put on my Instagram story. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's at SneakerTalkCA, and same for my Twitter. Follow me on those. All right, looks like we're playing against a Chien-Pao believer. At least they got the coin. And if we are playing against an actual Chien-Pao deck of any sort, I think we want to take first from them here. All right, Tails, let's go first. Let's just keep going first. Like I said, near the starting portion of this video, going first with this Dawn list feels really, really good. And I've never seen a Miraidon complain about going second. I'll keep it real with you. All right, let's go Mew EX to the active. Always safe to promote the Mew. I'd rather do that than the Tynamo. And then we have such a great hand already too. Ultra Ball, Nest Ball. We'll be able to use Nest Ball to set up and really get the flow going. All right, so Chien-Pao. So we did call it right. Let's go ahead and use Tynamo, or actually let's do Nest Ball first. Nest Ball before anything. And we'll grab our Miraidon. And Miraidon will grab us our favorite attacker. And also keep in mind, although Chien-Pao is water, it is weak to steel. So it's actually an ice Pokemon, but it's water typing for the card game. So we have to swing for 220. So Miraidon is actually a pretty big attacker in this matchup for the Chien-Pao. And then our stage 1 Pokemon include Magneton and Electric. So we have both options available. So let's set up the hands and let's set up the Magnemite. We'll also grab the Tynamo as well too. And then we're gonna go Ultra Ball here, discarding the Fez, discarding our... I hate to discard Iono, but I recently upped the count to 2, so I'm not too torn up about it. And I do want to use our... I do want to play our energy down. So we're going to go Latias EX here. So we have a guaranteed way to always retreat our basics. And then we can draw for 2. So we're going to go attach to Miraidon here. And use Muse restart for 2. Generator and Eelektross, very nice. All right, I think it's safe to play the Generator. Yeah, super safe to play the Generator here. Hit 2. So now Miraidon is a very live and real threat, and we will just also, like, because I'm always alert of retreat lock plays and stuff like that, I'm not completely against promoting the Miraidon here. I don't see a world where it's a bad play to promote the Miraidon. If they try to do a retreat lock play and we're stuck with the Mew, I'd rather have the Miraidon in the active. But I would not expect Chien-Pao to have a retreat locking Pokemon. Like, we play everything in our deck. We took the best of everything, but we left the Monkey Dories out of our deck. You know, we'll let other people play the Monkey Dories. Because we got Maractus, we got Budew. We have some control elements in our deck, and that's one thing I always enjoy, is playing Miraidon with some control elements. I used to play Miraidon with Luxray V, I used to play with Eerie, I used to play with Judge Path. I love using Miraidon with just a little sprinkle of evil in it, you know? So here's the Chien-Pao. They're gonna get to go 2 energies for the Shivery Chill, Buddy Puffin, got them the Ditto and the Frigibax, and the Frigibax is going to be what we're going to try and chase down for our Ampy very much. We might even... I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a it becomes a fan Rotom here. Frigibax. So they're going double Frigibax here. So we really need to take the 2 prizes. Miraidon can help us get there with a boss play. And we got the Crispin coming in. I would expect them to play Evo TM here. I wouldn't be surprised if they Evo TM, so that would put a target on the Friggy on the bench. And they have Lightning in the deck, so they are rocking the Iron Hands in this deck as well, it appears. And we're gonna have to get we get to play Research here, which is pretty cool. So if we can go Research into Prime Catcher, we're chilling. If we can explode our Magneton and get Counter Catcher, we're also chilling. So a bunch of options. But if we get a Mew, if we get an energy off this Mew, I'll be very happy. Or a top deck the Mew here, or top deck energy would be good. Okay, so no luck there. So let's go ahead and let's go Research. And then, unfortunately, we whiffed pretty much anything we would have wanted here. I don't know if we want to leave our 2 prize. Like, usually you want to go 2-2-2 in this matchup, but we don't have that option. So let's go Electric Generator for 2. Oh, if only we had energy to attach to. All right, we'll go. Honestly, I think I'm just down to Photon here. We'll put the Air Balloon onto the Tynamo because that's always what you'd want to do here. But yeah, not taking the knockout. I'm kind of okay with going slow. I don't want to unlock fast for them. We're gonna go slow. We're gonna give them this Magnemite here and pass. That's one thing I've learned over the years too. There's no reason to always be super overzealous and go full turbo, hunga bunga, knock things out, because literally think about all those times all those memories you have where your opponent hit the nuts off of flip the script. You know, not being able to flip is hard for some decks. They expect you to take a knockout. That's one of the big reasons I had to stop playing Future Box, because my Miraidon, my baby Miraidon, would be knocking out the Budews, but then they would get everything they need from a flip the script, and we're only taking one prize. So in this case, we see the prize map. It's going to be a 2-2-2. There's no reason right now to commit to taking that first prize, especially on just a Frigabax. It's such a low value target. I would much rather take down a Baxcalibur, which is what we're going to want to do here. We either want to take down the Baxcalibur or we want to take down the Chien-Pao. So our first knockout always has to be impactful, and that's one of the reasons too where like the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady wins the race. And sometimes using attacks like Budew's Itchy Pollen or Maractus with Corner is always good. And in our deck we do play Zapdos, so I'm more than happy to, you know, go slow and steady. All right, so here we're going to go ahead and attach to the Iron Hands EX, and we're just going to Super Rod our Fez and our Eelektross back. And I'm okay with hitting the research here because we're just going to really try and dig for that Prime Catcher or an Ultra Ball play. Yeah, we don't need the Maractus. I'm kind of comfortable with getting rid of the Maractus at the moment. So there we go. Now we can go Ultra Ball, discarding 2 of those energies. We can in fact just grab our Electric here and not even have to give up any prizes right now. We can go Electric, and it has the air balloon, so one of the biggest weaknesses to Electric is its retreat cost of 2. Just like, you know, back in the day, Flaffy used to be a thick sheep. It would get stranded a lot, and I've learned from those lessons. That's why we do play Eelektross as well. So here we're taking things slow and steady. We're starting off this prize race with a 2 prize knockout on to that little Frigabax here. And now they're down to 1 Baxcalibur. So if we are able to knock out this Baxcalibur, they're not going to be able to chain their energies, and that is something we'll be able to do. We're going to want to chase down this Baxcalibur. It's way easier for your opponent to reset another Chien-Pao and start swinging. It's way harder to set up another Baxcalibur out of nowhere. So I'm not too torn up about our Iron Hands EX getting knocked out here. Now you could also argue, why go for the Baxcalibur if our prize map is going to be 2-2-2? We have the return KO here, and then we just go down to our last 2 prizes, which means we could do something like attach Boss Bloodmoon this Latias EX, which is, I think, what we're going to do. Yeah, we can just take down. Oh, well, no. Actually, we got a Bravery Charm now to worry about here. So now our main option is actually, our option is going for the Latias EX here, and then we also can explode. We can also have our Zekrom ready to clean up the last Chien-Pao here. We can explode our Magneton later and then just take out the Chien-Pao big that way. So I'm fine with, let's go with the traditional route. Let's just go with the boss's orders onto a, you know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling toxic. Let's go the Baxcalibur. You know, typically you want to go 2-2-2, but let's see how this play lines up for us here. We'll go retreat into Dawn. I will attach the other to the Zekrom, and then we'll also put this onto the Zekrom 2 and Photon Blaster. So now they can only attach 1 energy per turn. So it's like, good luck playing Chien-Pao without Baxcalibur, because Baxcalibur is a huge deal for this deck. And if they do take a knockout, we can absolutely attach Energy and Dynamotor and then Vengeful Shock paralyze the Chien-Pao. So the most they can do here is going to be 120 damage. There is the Fez. Flip the script. And then now too, we have it where if they're in the lead with 2 prizes left remaining, we can always swing in with the Zekrom as well. You know what, now that I'm thinking about it, if they knock out this Miraidon and they go Bloodmoon at the end game, we do put ourselves in a vulnerability, but they don't have knockout. What am I saying? We don't have to worry about the Chien-Pao taking a 2 prize knockout here. That's only a concern if they take 2 prizes here, and they're not going to take 2 prizes here. So if you're not going to take 2 prizes, what kind of control play are you going to make, right? That's how I see things. If you're not going to do a 2 prize knockout turn, what can you do to set yourself up for the big 2 prize knockout, or what can you do to slow down your opponent so they can't take the 2 prize knockout, or so they can't chain attacks a turn after turn? So here's the Arven coming in, and it's taking a long time for them to decide. All right, we got Super Rod and Evo TM. So there's absolutely a world where, did they use Fez yet? They used Fez, but they could Super Rod both of the Friggies back into the deck and then Buddy popping them. But it might be just like too little too late. They're also going to have to, attach the Evo TM to a different Pokemon, because this Chien-Pao already has already has Bravery Charm on it. It has the Golden Chicken Nugget. So here they're desperately gonna try and evolve those Friggies. They have to attach then Evo TM, but they're gonna have to give us a 2 prizer or the other Friggy. So let's see what they do here. And if you guys do enjoy these very mellow late night gameplay videos, hit that like button down below. We're trying to hit 420 likes every video. If we hit 420, I'll be happy. And trust me, you'll want to see me happy, because I will continue to pump out lots and lots of more gameplay videos like this for y'all. All right, so here we need to chain our attacks. Friggy's also weak to steel here. All right, so we're gonna go attach for our turn. Actually, no, before we Dynamotor, yeah, let's go Dynamotor here. And then we will put it onto, let's put it onto Zekrom. And then I'm okay with Professor's research here. Actually, do I even want to research here? Do I even want to research here? Yes, I do. I want to see a boss. I want to see a Prime Catcher in the upcoming turns. We have Bloodmoon as well, which goes crazy. All right, so we got Academy at Night. We can thin down our hand. We'll discard that one, and we'll discard a energy. We'll get our Magneton out, and now we just have, Magneton's kind of just ready to go crazy here. So we're gonna go Manual Retreat, and then you could make the argument here. We could have brought in the Magneton, exploded it, and then reset for our Miraidon to attack that way. That way we have the Zekrom for the final knockout on the Chien-Pao. So we are making it a little more difficult for us to take the knockout on the Chien-Pao by giving them our easy 1-hit KO option, but we're just so talented and so passionate that we have the boss's orders from the prize cards. So all we need is a combination of Bloodmoon and boss for game. And we have it in hand already, so let's see if they end up doing something like an Iono. But their deck definitely wants to keep building up all the energies into their hand, so I would expect something more like an Arven, so they can chain superior energy retrievals, so they have the knockouts that way. So at the end of the day, if we do get Iono'd to 2, we have the Mew restart available. And we have our draw for turn. And of course, Tandem Unit. Tandem Unit could get us, hard to say. All of our attackers are 1-ups in this deck, but they're playing Arven, so we just win. We just win right here. Sparkling Crystal and Counter Catcher. Okay, that's spicy. So they probably play the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon too, which makes a lot of sense. I've been playing Chien-Pao myself with the Terra Box engine or whatever, and it's a lot of fun. If this video gets 420 likes, we'll do the Chien-Pao. We'll do the Chien-Pao stuff, but they're using Counter Catcher, which is very interesting to me. I would assume you want to knock out the Zekrom, because the Zekrom just has instant knockout on any two prizer. So where are they going to go for here with the Counter Catcher? I feel like maybe they'll realize they just lost because they used Counter Catcher here. Alright, they're Counter Catchering up our Latias EX. Let's see what they do next. Shivery Chill. There's the Nest Ball. And I just lowered my speaker's volume. Oh, there's the Wellspring. So they're going to go for a Sob play. They're going to try and go for some Sob action, which means we have to dig for our Prime Catcher for the switch out. Okay, let's see if we can dig for that Prime Catcher. We're going to kick things off with a... Let's get the bosses. Ooh, I love having the boss, but let's Academy at Night the boss. So let's actually, we don't even need to Academy at Night the boss. Let's just Academy at Night the Blood, because the Bloodmoon also goes crazy. I will Carmine here, and let's get Prime Catcher. Nope, no Prime Catcher there. But we will get to play Electric Generator, which would see our full deck, and then we'll know if we have Prime Catcher. So if you prize Prime Catcher, I will be very, very sad. Yeah, let's go Prime Catcher, or let's go E-Gen here. And so our Prime Catcher is in deck. So this is our 5-card deck that we're working with. So we just need to get the Prime Catcher out. Can we do that now? If I attach, explode... no, there's no reason to do that. Okay, let's go Dynamotor here. And we'll put it there. Energy there. And pass. So I was thinking we can even thin out our hand even more by exploding Magneton and then putting in one of these guys. But there's no reason to give him the 3 prize turn. So we can just go a little slower here. Again, slow and steady wins the race. All we need is a Magneton here. Or, oh, sorry, all we need is a Prime Catcher here. And we got the Carmine, so now we just win the game. So we'll go Prime Catcher. We'll bring in that guy. Miraidon to close out. GG's, the tech boss. So we had the Prime, and that's what we needed. And that's what we got done. Alright. Another one. Man, I'm loving this down list, man. This is legit 3 for 3 now in this video. We're 36 minutes into the gameplay. Let's keep it going. Here we go. Flip of the coin. We won the coin toss. Let's keep going first. Let's just keep going first. I'm really liking the momentum of going first here. Our hand just looks phenomenal. Oh my goodness, we can do so much thinning here. Now just the one thing to really remember for this deck is all of our attackers are pretty much one-ofs. So if you lose a Pokemon, be ready to super rod it later in, because you want those attackers available. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is set up your Iron Hands. But not only that, you also want to make sure you have your stage 1s. So you have Magnemite and Tynamo. And it looks like we prized our Magneton, but we do have the Electrike, so we can get the Tynamo, and that makes me happy knowing we can just evolve in the next turn. We're going to get the Latias as well. Zekrom is always a late game attacker, so discarding the Zekrom never feels like the end of the world. So we'll discard the Zekrom, and we'll discard the energy here. And I feel comfortable doing that because we can get the Mew, and the Mew is going to give us draw power. So we're going to be able to go Mew, Latias, and then we can play the Nest Ball or put the Fez in. Let's go ahead and let's use the Nest Ball. And let's get out the Magnemite as well. I think that's not a horrible play. And now we get to Mew for 1. If we hit an energy, that's epic. If we don't, oh well. We still have the energy for Dynamotor, and we didn't. Now you could argue that it's okay to fail the Nest Ball, so we draw 2. So we have a higher chance at drawing an energy off this other card. So like Pot of Greed, we draw 2 cards. But yeah, whiffing attachment for turn always feels pretty rough, but not as bad when you have the electric available for some draw, or sorry, for your generator energy, or for your energy. That's what I'm trying to say, for your energy. All right, Artisan here, and honestly, might have been worth keeping the spot empty, or getting something else like a Budew. All right, we got the Ultra Ball, discarding a Iono and a Evo. There's the second Ralts. Arven. We'll probably see Earthen Vessel Evo, perhaps. Or, yeah. Earthen Vessel Air Balloon. Okay, they're going to start item locking us with Frillish. So Nest Ball will be a useless card. And they're discarding the Ion. Are they choosing no supporter? Oh no, they played Arven. They lost 2 Ionos though, so our hand is looking much safer for that late game. Why the heck did they attach the Fezandipiti? Weren't you going to item lock me there, buddy? Okay. Alright, so we can go evolve into our electric. We can go attach to our Miraidon here. Or Dynamotor to Miraidon. Go energy to Miraidon. Mew. Give us a generator. Give us a draw supporter. Iono. Iono means we could get a generator off this. If we're lucky, maybe an Ultra Ball and something else. Okay, we got generator. We can go Academy at Night. And then here, we haven't, oh, we used Mew already. Okay, so let's just go generator here, hit 1 or hit 2. We'll go there. And then the second one is going to go on to, given their deck, we're going to put it on the electric. And that's because Counter Catcher Electric Stall seems like a very viable play for them. And then up here, we're going to actually go Ultra Ball, discarding Counter Gain and... discarding Counter Gain and Boss. Let's grab the Eelektross, and I'm going to use Academy at Night. And we're going to stack the Research. So I like this play because we're knocking out the Fez. We're starting off that 2 prize race, which is also important, as you guys know. Now there's a good chance they're going to hit us with that Night Stretcher, bring back the Fez, flip the script, do the whole shenanigans, do all that, you know. But for us, our energy acceleration doesn't have to come from the electric generators anymore. It means it can come from our electric, it can come from our Magneton that's going to evolve. And we also have Academy at Night to stack our generators if we need to. We have Research as our top deck for turn. And we have Mew as well for some more additional draw here. So we're looking like we're in a pretty promising position. So here comes the Arven. And man, I love playing Pokemon. It is always easier to say you love playing Pokemon when you're winning, but I've been winning so much with Miraidon, so it's really been feeling a lot of fun to play Pokemon. I think that goes for any video game, honestly, or any game in general. You're always winning if you're always having fun when you're winning. But to have fun when you lose is also a very important asset and skill to have. So win gracefully, but also lose gracefully too. Don't be a sore loser out there. All right, so we got the Screamtail coming in. There's the Bravery Charm. Here's the Counter Catcher. Here's the play that we were talking about. We'll probably see them grab our electric, and then they can either snipe us with a Screamtail, or they can item lock us. Now we are fortunate enough to have the Latias EX here, and I don't know if Screamtail is going to have enough. Yeah, they're not going to have enough to knock out our Latias EX. So here we can go evolve our Magneton, and we can actually Academy at Night this our Eelektross, so we don't discard it. We can save it for later. Because we have no energies in the discard, I want to go Research now, just to get something in there. And then if we had got like a... Ooh, I see a fun line we can do here, boys and girls. We can go, if we go Retreat into Magneton. Oh no, we're under item lock. We're under item lock, so let's just go with a simple Retreat into our Miraidon. We're gonna go Dynamotor to the hands. And they're going to scoop it up right there.